You know, as an educator, do you ever wonder or sit back and think about what is the responsibility of a practicing artist in this world today?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I think art serves many different purposes, so artists can have many different roles. There are many different functions for art, from practical applications to design to advertising to just to make things that are pleasing to look at. But there's all the art that relaxes us, calms us, gives us a sense of nostalgia, gives us pleasure in that way. There's also artwork that activates us, antagonizes us, agitates us. And I think those are all important roles for the artist. I think, well, the primary role for me, for the artist in society, is to preserve culture and history for our time and provide a record of what's happened for like more historical pieces, is providing us a record of what cultures and societies were like before us. So I think that record keeping is important. I find going to museums as sort of like an alternative time machine or a much less expensive method of world travel, because you get to visit other cultures. You can go visit like 50 other cultures and 50 other times in one building in a day. So I find that an important role of the artist. The main sort of role I feel of the artist in society, though, is to create a dialogue. I think art creates a dialogue, both the dialogue between the individual viewer and the artwork itself, and then as that dialogue continues, as people share their thoughts about a particular work of art, so that audience, as that audience expands, the ideas about that piece and how it's interpreted expand. So to me, the role of the artist in society is to communicate.
Picasso once said that good artists copy, great artists steal.
Yes.
How would you interpret that?
I'm always stealing ideas from other artists. Not saying that I'm great, but that's where other art comes from. I mean, that's why I look at so much art. That's why I try to enjoy traveling, because you get to see not only other artwork, but how other people live. So there's art to that, both in the types of music that people listen to, styles of dress, whether they're following cultural norms or just total anarchic freedom. Music, foods, are all that comes back into the art making process in some way. So that intake of information, I think, is really important, and that's what you're building on. That's sort of the foundation as an artist. All the artists who are working around you, and definitely all the artists who've come before you. So you have to steal to make art.
I think that's what he was talking about, is the stealing is learning and understanding what came before.
Yes.
And the creativity comes on building on that.
Right.
And I find that fascinating, and I think that that's absolutely truth. You have to build on what has come before, and that brings a certain amount of respect and knowledge of the past. So it all is a whole sense of building blocks,
Right.
that we keep piling on.
And he's an artist that fascinates me, both in the ways that he uses historical models and precedents in his work, and then does multiple variations on them. For example, there's the Picasso Museum in Barcelona is pretty much all the work he did based on one Velázquez painting. So that really fascinates me also.
Yeah, he studied.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just incredible. So, going forward, do you bring that to your class? Do you teach that history? Do you encourage?
Yes, I try to show lots of examples of work in different styles and different periods. Like what we really believe in, like if we have a particular theme, I'll show how several different artists have approached that theme, or if we're practicing a particular technique, I'll try to show us multiple variations on that technique. So I think that's really important, so that you have all those influences. Was it Picasso or someone else said art does not happen in a vacuum? And so you have to have all those other stimuli to be able to be effective as an artist.
I think that's true, because that's the essence of or that's where creativity comes from.
Yes.
You know, it's knowledge and that allows you to keep on pursuing those
Yes.
that creativity.
Yes.